Welcome to the CIML Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is already week 7 of the Iowa High School football season here in the Metro, and we here at the Central Iowa Sports Network can't wait to bring you another exciting night of football here on this Friday night. It's good to see the temperatures have definitely cooled down here in the Metro. We have a packed show ahead. The RPI is here. It was released on Monday by the IHSAA. We're excited to bring you that and what it means for playoff implications and the games that you'll be watching tonight. Couple coach interviews. We're going to preview what's on the Central Iowa Sports Network tonight and much more. Let's jump into the rankings that we saw from the RPI on Monday. Waukee Northwest sits atop of the RPI. The Ratings Percentage Index, the RPI, was introduced to the IHSAA just a couple of years ago. Top 16 in the RPI make the postseason. Top 8, they get home field advantage. It's pretty simple as that. The numbers itself, that's another story. That's all a calculator, numbers, everything else. But what really matters is your team record, your opponent's records, and your opponent's records. That evens out to your RPI. Waukee Northwest is the number 1 team, the only undefeated team left in Class 5A at 6-0. Dowling Catholic is at number 2 at 5-1. The Johnston Dragons slot in at the 3rd position, also at 5-1. Valley and the Tigers round out the top 4, and then Sioux City East, despite the loss to Ankeny, they are higher than Ankeny. Sioux City East is at the 5th position. They are the only team, or one of 2 teams in the top 5 to have a losing record on the opponent's side. So Sioux City East opponents 25-29. Waukee Northwest's opponents are 26-28. Iowa City Liberty comes in at the 6th position, also 5-1. Good year so far for the Lightning. They have an opponent record of 25-29. Then Ankeny slots in at the number 7 spot, 31-23 opponent record. That's one of the better in the state. But despite the loss to Sioux City East, despite the win against Sioux City East, they still are behind the Black Raiders. Southeast Polk is at the 8th spot. That's where you draw the line. If the playoffs started today, Southeast Polk would have home field advantage in the postseason. Everyone else on back would not. Cedar Falls at 5-1 sits at the number 9 position, and then Iowa City West, despite being 5-1, is at 10th. Iowa City West has the worst opponent record in the state in Class 5A. Their opponents are just 18-36, definitely pulling down the RPI for the Trojans. In the 11th spot, Cedar Rapids Prairie slots in at 4-2. Dallas Center Grimes, despite the loss to Waterloo West, is still 4-2, and they're 12th. The Mustangs got to be happy with the ranking slot so far. Their best win on the year is Waukee, arguably, but losses now to Dowling Catholic and Waterloo West. DCG is going to be one of those teams borderline as they get toward the end of the season. Indianola, welcome to 5A RPI. They are in the number 13 slot in their first ever appearance in the RPI in Class 5A, being their first year in the class. 4-2 record for the Indians. They are a Week 7 opponent. Ankeny Centennial slots in at the 14th position. Centennial's the highest 3-3 team in the state. Record of their opponents 30-24 at the 14th position. Waukee is the highest 2-4 team in the state. That's right. Waukee is 2-4, but their opponent records are 38-16. That is the best in Class 5A. Waukee has been through the gauntlet, and there's a reason why they're 15th. Could they make the postseason at possibly 3-6? Maybe not, but 4-5 definitely seems possible for the Warriors. And then finally, if the playoffs started today, Dubuque Senior would be the final team in at 4-2. Waterloo West on the outside looking in at 17th at 3-3. They bolstered their resume, though, after the win to Dallas Center Grimes. Cedar Rapids Kennedy slots in at the 18th spot. Norwalk is in at 19th. And Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln round out the top 20. Again, these will continue to shift drastically here as the next couple weeks go on. But it's good to have a good foundation of what we see so far. That has been a look at your RPI because it's really fun to look at, and it's really one of the best parts we have of these final closing weeks of the season. Numbers, 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 and sometimes you're almost rooting for opponents. That's just kind of how the RPI works. When we come back, we got coach interviews and previews and much more. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Welcome back to the CIML Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to talk to some coaches before the big games tonight. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Zelenovich and Coach Kapatich of Southeast Polk and Waukee Northwest, respectively, against a huge, big matchup tonight here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Let's go to those interviews. Coach Kapatich of Waukee Northwest joins us here this afternoon. Coach, you got a big game this week. Southeast Polk, all games are big games, but you're 6-0 on the season. Southeast Polk, 4-time defending state champions on the road. What's this outlook look like this week facing a team of Southeast Polk?
Yeah, obviously they're a really good team, good program. They won the last 4 state titles. So, we try to approach like we have every other week. We're getting ready to play a really good opponent. We know that. So really, we try to keep our approach pretty similar regardless who we're playing. The goal is always just to go 1-0 each week. And so, they'll present some challenges, but I think it's the same approach we've had all season.
How fun do you have on the sidelines with an offense that sure does look like a lot of fun? I mean, you have a quarterback that seems like he's really enjoying it. You had 2 really good wide receivers. You got a good tight end. You got a good offensive line. I mean, the offense I want to touch on first. You guys are scoring points. It just seems to be clicking this year.
Yeah, I mean, we returned a lot of experience. We returned several offensive linemen. Had our top 3 receivers coming back. Obviously, a quarterback with a ton of experience, a running back who's been out the last few weeks. I've had some other kids step up and do a nice job in his place. So I think that comes with a lot of that experience last year. They've played well to this point, but it's about continuing to get better and keep making progress.
What's really stood out defensively this year for you? I mean, obviously you guys have been ball hawks. I mean, just a ton of interceptions this year. You're keeping quarterbacks on their toes, but what do you pride yourself most on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, I think the big thing is running the football, giving great effort. We changed our defense from a year ago to a new defensive scheme, and so we had some challenges early on, just implementing a new defense. But I think we've started to settle in now, and I think the things I'm most excited about is when I watch film. This is the best I think in a long time that our defenses are running the football, and that's really important for any good defense is having a lot of guys that are aggressive and get to the football.
Coach, I appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck here on Friday night.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Here with head coach Zelenovich of the Southeast Polk Rams. Coach, thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday. Big one this week. Waukee Northwest comes in undefeated, 6-0. You guys are 4-2. Starting to roll here a little bit. We'll get into that, but just overarching thoughts here as we go to a big game on Friday night.
Yeah, no, they obviously have a really good football team, playing really well. A lot of confidence, obviously. And, they jump out on film at you. They've done a good job. And both sides of the ball, all 3 phases, special teams. They got dynamic playmakers on offense and very good defense. It's physical. And, they got a bunch of guys that have played a lot of football for them. So that's always a good place to start. So, yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the opportunity. And we'll have a great challenge ahead of us Friday night.
Stanley Cooper is a big body in the backfield, and when he runs behind an offensive line like you have, it sure makes things easier. Is it a surprise that he has jumped off so well to start the year? I mean, already 700-plus yards. He's a big body back there. Is that crucial to your guys' success so far?
Well, he's grown up a lot. He's done a tremendous job for us. It's no surprise. We've known he had a chance to be a good player for us. He's got all the physical tools. He's big and strong and fast. And for him, it was just, the details of playing the position, understanding scheme and what we're trying to do. And that's, not uncommon for young backs, so there's been tremendous growth with him doing that. And yeah, in terms of 5A football in Iowa, we feel like there's a certain way you have to win games, especially as you get to the latter part of the season. And we've tried to build it that way. on both sides of the ball in terms of line of scrimmage and running the football and stopping the run. And knock on wood, we've done that pretty well throughout the years and at times this year. But there's a lot of improvement. There's some things we can clean up, and I still think we can play better up front offensively. And I think if you talk to our players up there, our offensive linemen, they would say the same thing. So that's the exciting part, But yet, we got to go out and do it. Time's running out, and here we are, week 7.
Going into Friday here, final question for you. What is going to be the key to win, or what do you see will be the factor for either team if they're going to win on Friday night?
The amount of explosive plays that they create, kind of jump out. And that's kind of been our Achilles heel. We've got to make them, easier said than done, right? Drive the ball and, make them earn it. And, those types of things, obviously turnovers, field position, special teams, punting and playing defense. But then, it comes down to the details. It comes down to, third down, comes down to red zones, coming away with touchdowns versus field goals. And then, like I said, obviously taking care of the ball. It'd be nice for us to get off to a good start. For whatever reason, we've struggled, to do that, and potentially, might be some guys in some new places, some new faces, obviously, especially at the quarterback position, and defensively, somewhat banged up and didn't have a lot of experience back from that unit. So, we're trying to put our finger on it, and hopefully, when we've had problems, we've dug ourselves a hole, a couple times this year. And, if we can just go out and play Waukee Northwest and, try and get the game to the second half and see what happens, So we got, 3 more days of preparation, before we get to there. But, I think our guys are excited about the opportunity to play a really good team.
All right, Coach, I appreciate your time. Good luck to you guys and the Rams here on Friday night.
All right. Thanks, Blake. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Once again, want to thank both coaches for sitting down and chatting with us here this evening. Thanks to every coach who has sat down and chatted with us all season long. Helps us give you, the fans, a bit more perspective and helps us on the broadcasting side as well. Nothing wrong with that. When we come back, we're going to preview what's on the Central Iowa Sports Network tonight, along with maybe a couple more games around the state. When we come back, much more. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers on Douglas Avenue.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. It's time to preview what is on CISN tonight. Let's start out by talking about just a couple of the games that are on this evening and what's around the state. Number 1 ranked Waukee Northwest at 6-0. The Wolves go on the road and take on number 8 ranked Southeast Polk. The Rams at 4-2. Waukee Northwest has cruised the last couple weeks. Wins over Iowa City High, Prairie, Des Moines East, and Ottumwa. 70-0 was the win last week against Ottumwa. 63-6 was the win 2 weeks ago against Des Moines East. Northwest hasn't really played a quality opponent since Prairie, if you will. Prairie is ranked 11th in the RPI, and then obviously the big wins over Ankeny and Valley by just 4 points total. Northwest has made it through, and it's behind an offense that is very talented. Mac Heitland, the junior quarterback, has 21 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions, 1,563 yards. The junior has been unbelievable to start the season. He also has 2 touchdowns on the ground. Paulo Tabungi, their sophomore running back, 37 attempts, 344 yards and 5 touchdowns. And don't forget the iconic wide receiver duo that they have over at Waukee Northwest. It is Jordan Green, one of the top wide receivers, along with Isaiah Oliver. Isaiah Oliver has 552 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns. Jordan Green, 566 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns. Absolutely unbelievable 1-2 punch for Waukee Northwest. Curious to see how things look on defense. They've been very strong so far, but they go against a team with size of like they have not seen before. Southeast Polk on the other side. Guess what? Those offensive and defensive lines that they've built their championships on the last 4 years, it's still there. They still are very big up front and can cause issues. Southeast Polk's coming off wins over Ottumwa and Iowa City High. They lost to Dowling Catholic 45-14, lost to Iowa City Liberty 38-20, and also picked up wins over Norwalk and Ankeny Centennial. They have found a quarterback over there in Pleasant Hill. He's a sophomore. His name is Boston Bailey. 350 yards and 4 touchdowns on limited time on the field this year. He has been something to watch, and don't forget about Stanley Cooper, the very talented, big running back in the backfield. 731 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns. Southeast Polk will rely on size. Waukee Northwest will rely on the offense. This is going to be a fun shootout. You got to think over in Pleasant Hill here tonight. Well, that will do it for us here tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network pregame show. We hope you've enjoyed. We're going to send it up to the game. Enjoy Week 7. It'll be postseason before you know it. I'm Blake Walker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
HD2 Ankeny, 96.9 The Bull. Back to the action with Trent Condon.
Get ready for kickoff here. Southeast Polk playing host to number 1 Waukee Northwest in our Central Iowa Game of the Week. Trent Condon, Lucas Strain with you. Let's take a look at our Stivers Ford Lincoln keys to the game. What do you have for us, Lucas?
Well, I want to point out a little stat that you pointed out to me before the game started today. Both teams, both defenses very heavy in the turnover margin. Both teams picked off their opponent 11 times this season. 11 times! Just this far into the way. 2/3 of the way into the season, already got 11 picks both ways. Now we're going to see 2 conflicting offensive play styles. We'll get into that as the game goes on. But turnovers, like it is in every game, going to be a big key in this one, Trent.
Waukee Northwest will kick it off as Southeast Polk in their black uniforms, black helmets, black jerseys, black pants. A little pink tint to them, though, with the undershirts here. And Cancer night here for Southeast Polk. It'll be the all-white look for the Wolves of Waukee Northwest. White pants, white jerseys with the blue lids as we are ready to go. Number 1 versus number 8. Could be a quarterfinal matchup. We'll see it here tonight on 96.9 FM along with our video stream. You can catch that on CISN TV. Ball teed up and we are underway. End over end kick will go into the end zone. That's an automatic touchback And Southeast Polk will start with the ball 1st and 10 from their 20.
All right, so let's take a look at this Southeast Polk offense. It's not going to be like last year where we saw a lot of screen patches to Zelenovic. He's gone, playing football at the next level. Southeast Polk, they're going at things a different way this season. They are running the ball. Have played 2 different quarterbacks so far this year. Sophomore Boston Bailey and junior Austin Mart. We'll see who gets the start tonight, but Stanley Cooper, the junior running back, top 5 in rushing in Class 5A. We'll see just how many carries he's going to get on this first drive.
And it is Boston Bailey out on the field. Bailey completing 68% of his passes on the season. His spread attack with power elements out of it. They'll bring an extra tight end on first down. And it is a handoff up the middle, spinning through, and a short gain out to the 23-yard line.
So I mentioned Stanley Cooper, the junior running back. He's not going to be the only one getting carries in this game. Senior Drew Thompson, he's actually the leading ball carrier. 21 more carries than Cooper has gotten so far this season. Both guys, a lot of yards so far. This entire Southeast Polk offense, very high yards per carry.
Twin receivers left, 2-1 to the right as they go play action. Looking up top, got a man out there complete, able to find his receiver Lewis all the way towards midfield. A big play on second down and caught the defense napping.
Yeah, so when you know a team's going to run as much as they are, Southeast Polk, you can use that to your advantage, and that's what they did there. They bite hard on play action, the Wolves do, so you're able to take a shot. Comes out of the slot, and it's a little fade route down the sideline. Perfect ball from Boston Bailey to his senior wideout, just his 4th catch of the year.
First down at the 47-yard line, a pickup of 24 on the play. They'll go back to the ground again. Nice hole up the left side. That one was Stanley Cooper on the carry. Moves it into Wolves territory to the 47 to pick up a 6.
There is Cooper, the leading rusher for this team, averaging just under 10 yards per carry. Phenomenal season, 75 carries, 731 yards, 8 touchdowns so far this season. Going to get it to maybe a 3rd and manageable here. He stays on the field.
Twin receivers right, tight formation amongst that. They'll put a man in motion coming back. That's Cantrell, leading receiver for the Rams. Handoff left side, nothing there. Stood up by the Wolves defense. Good penetration, and the tackle by Eddie Kennedy. Wanted a late flag there. Nothing came out. A loss of a yard on the play.
Yeah, the fans are looking for a flag as the Wolves are trying to punch the ball out at the end. Maybe the refs had blown it for forward progress, but I like that we're not seeing too much laundry just a minute and a half into the game. And we saw Northwest went with a 5, almost a 6-man front on that play. Maybe if it was a read option, quarterback should have pulled it instead, but I think it was just the straight handoff.
3rd down and 6, and now a look back over at the sideline. Drew Thompson continues at running back. Out to the right side, that is Cohen Trundle, another sophomore. They'll come in motion to the near side of the formation. They will hand it off, though, and stood up again at the line. Maybe fought for a yard, but not much room. And that Waukee Northwest defense, they're swarming.
Yeah, so they gave up the big play through the air, and then they really settled down on that, starting with that 2nd down carry, getting the tackle for loss. And I think Southeast Polk ran that ball because they were trying to get themselves to maybe a 4th and 2, 4th and 3, a situation where you feel comfortable going for it on your opponent's side of the field, but 4th and 5, yeah, it's probably the right call to punt this one away.
Dallas Lane will punt it away, the senior, averaging 34.4 per punt. Back deep to receive for Northwest is Jordan Green. High punt over to the right side, will hit at the 22, take a Southeast Polk bounce, and roll dead near the 15-yard line. So Waukee Northwest stiffens as the ball moved to midfield, and now we'll get to see this high-powered offense led by Mac Heitland.
Yeah, high-powered's one way to put it. They're going to be opposite of Southeast Polk, who's probably going to run it 2 out of 3 plays. Waukee Northwest, they're looking to sling the rock. You look at Mac Heitland, again, top 5 in passing yards in the Class 5A this season. Touchdown-interception ratio, 21-0.
Incredible season so far for the junior as he works out of the shotgun. 1st down and 10 from the 15. He'll swing it out to the right side, complete. 1st down and more, up the 30. Still at his feet, finally steps out of bounds, but a big play on the completion to Joe Vineyard.
Yeah, so when you look at this Waukee Northwest receiving core, they already got 4 guys this season with double-digit catches, 3 guys with over 200 yards, and Joe Vineyard, the junior, is one of them. 17 catches, that's his 18th of the year. He's now got over 250, and it's a nice, simple pitch and catch on the outside, and then let your guy use his speed.
Pick up a 20 on the play to the 35-yard line. Now they'll go to the ground attack, and up the left side is Woodruff. Short gain A pickup of 2 on the play. Leading rusher on the year in terms of carries for Woodruff, averaging 5.8 yards per carry and gets 2.
Yeah, he seems more like the bulldozer type. He's gonna try and run it between the tackles. So when Northwest wants to change the pace, instead of going with the run and gun, they want to get a little physical with it. Woodruff's going to be your guy.
Highland rolls out to the left, stop route, and finds his man complete for a first down. Good throw there as he was able to fire it to Green.
All right, Jordan Green, the junior wideout. This is the guy to highlight. We're talking about Mac Highland. Quarterback gets a lot of love. Jordan Green, the junior receiver. This is the go-to guy. Over 30 catches so far, 10 touchdowns this season alone. Stumbled on his route, able to regain his footing and pick up the first.
From the 46-yard line, 1st and 10, high snap, able to be handled and handed again to Woodruff. He busts through and brings it into Southeast Polk territory to the 46-yard line, a pickup of 8 on first down.
So when you're able to pass the ball with the success that Northwest does, especially when you're spreading everything out, you look at how Southeast Polk has to try and counter things defensively. They're spread out as well, so they only had 5 guys in the box in that running play with 6 guys blocking. That's how they're able to pick up that 8-9 yard gain.
Go play action. Heitland going deep. Looking. Got a man out there. Underthrown. We're coming back for the football. Incomplete. Hit the turf. A tremendous effort there on an underthrown ball, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that looked like we were going to see the classic, cornerback didn't get his head turned around. There's the flag, pass interference. No, it's great defense by Frederick Tarasid Tarali. I guess is how he's going to pronounce the last name, but that's great job out of him to, one, avoid the flag. It looked like he was going to get mossed, and then, no, rip that sucker out of there.
3rd and 2 from the 46-yard line. Waukee Northwest opening possession. They hand it off. Nothing there. Southeast Polk defense comes charging in. Their first down to tackle. That is Owen Oberbrockling.
So we talked about Northwest on their first drive. Their defense bent a little bit, and then once the ball got over into their territory, they didn't break. The difference is now, looks like Northwest is lining up to go for it.
Offense on the field. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Out of the shotgun again with Mac Heitland. The junior now changing the play at the line. Going to shift his tight end over Vineyard, who had that first grab. He's going to line up behind. Somebody jumped over there. Now, who moved first at the high school level? Once that defender goes past the line, it is offside, and it will be against Southeast Polk, giving Waukee Northwest the first down.
And the really frustrating part about that for the Rams is that I don't think Waukee Northwest was actually going to run a play. It looked like they were doing the classic lineup, hard count, we're going to shift people over, try and get you to jump off sides. Doesn't work all the time. That time, it did.
To the 41-yard line, and the fresh set of downs for the Wolves. Waukee Northwest with the ball scoreless here in the first quarter. Bubble screen to the right, that's complete to Green, but tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Great penetration and the tackle. That is number 21, Jaden Perry.
Yeah, Jaden Perry did a really good job here. The hard part about running a screen is that you have to get the ball out as quickly as possible because your receiver's not going to be able to block all day out on an island. So Heitland really tried to rush this throw because, like I said, he wants to get out there quickly. Didn't get the best grip on it, so it wasn't this fastball over to the right side. Really good play from Perry to break things up and make it a loss of about half a yard.
Empty formation this time. Heitland rolling to his left, right-handed quarterback. Now he wants to tuck it and run. Can't get free. He'll be hit for a short loss. And once again, it is Southeast Polk's Owen Oberbrockling.
Yeah, Oberbrockling, I thought he might have made the mistake of giving up the outside contain because it looked like Heitland was ready to rip things out on the left side. A well-designed play for the Wolves. It's just the play from the Rams there defensively. Shoestring tackle. He breaks the tackle. That's a first down.
3rd and 11 from the 42-yard line for Waukee Northwest. Their opening possession as we play in the first quarter, about halfway through in the first. Heitland rolls to his right, looking, finds Vineyard at the 40. Goes it up 35, knocked out of bounds near the 30. It'll depend on the spot, and looks like they gave him enough for the first down.
So this is what we're calling the situational awareness out of Vineyard, because he had to reach that ball out. And the yellow line, that's a thing that's made up on TV screens. The players, you just have like an intuition. You kind of just know where that first down line is. So he stretched out right at the end. They did mark him a little short, it looks like, from here, but it looks like we're going to have a measurement.
Yeah, they're going to run the chains all the way across. The long run out there for the chain gang here at Southeast Polk. Thanks for joining us this evening. Trent Condon alongside Lucas Strain, our Video stream tonight on CISN TV, along with a radio call on 96.9 FM, as they will stretch the chains out and give them the first down. See our eyes even up here, even these old eyes. I can see that.
Look at you, doing better than the guys who are right down on the field. Look at that.
Got a little better angle here at the new football stadium at Southeast Polk. And speaking of that, Southeast Polk and the new stadium put together by our friends with Graphite Construction Group.
Oh, look at that.
Absolutely.
Look at that little promo. Perfect way to do it. All right, first down. We've seen a nice combination of first down plays so far from Northwest. Keeping things balanced, keeping it on the air, keeping it on the ground, put it in the air, see what they do.
As they will go it out to the left side. Not much room again. Boy, this Southeast Polk defense, they are tremendous. And a great play there, able to nab that one after no gain on the completion to Woodruff.
So the official on the far sideline threw a penalty at the end. Personal foul, a late hit. Trent, I don't know if I agree with that one. They call a late hit on the Southeast Polk defense. I thought he was already trying to make the tackle. Like he had already left the air by the time that the player was marked down. So this is going to be half the distance to the goal. I thought it was good, but the ref was right there.
Had the angle for it, but they will tack it on. It'll be first down now at the 16-yard line for Waukee Northwest. Run up the middle, not much room. A short gain with 5:30 to play in the first quarter, but into the Elite Eye Care red zone on this drive for Waukee Northwest. .5:15 clock in as we play. Second down and 8 from the 14, so Waukee Northwest still can get a first down as they work here in the opening quarter. Their first drive, a long one, started all the way back at the 15-yard line. Heitland looking to the end zone. Jump ball. Did he get him down with it? He did. Touchdown. Wolves in the end zone. A beautiful change of direction for the score as he was able to find Isaiah Oliver.
Isaiah Oliver, the senior wideout in this group, the captain. This is going to be your guy coming into the season. You recognize that one-on-one, man-to-man coverage out on the outside. You're saying, all right, you know what? I'm going to trust my senior wideout. You throw it out, let your guy go make a play. Wolves strike first.
14-yard touchdown pass now on to attempt the PAT as the kicking unit comes out onto the field for Waukee Northwest. It is Liam Magnugic who will get the opportunity. Left-footed kicker knuckles it up, and it is good. 7-0 lead for Waukee Northwest. Exactly 5 minutes left to play here in the opening quarter as we come back. This is high school football on 96.9 and video streaming on CISN TV.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right.
Grabbed at the 9-yard line, chance to return, but cut down. Another great special teams play out there. And Waukee Northwest able to keep that return back. Southeast Polk now their second possession. Had a little bit of advantage in the passing game. That's where they got going with the big play to move it to midfield before things are slowed down. Is this going to be a game where the Rams might have to open it up a little bit more, Lucas?
It might have to be because you talked about how they had a little success in that first drive. That was their lone passing attempt. It was the lone time they tried to throw the ball. The rest of it was on the ground. When you're down 7, you're still comfortable where you can run the ball. Things get out of control. We might see Southeast Polk put themselves in a situation they're not truly comfortable in.
First down and 10. They will hand it off left side. A little bit of room there, breaking through a tackle and out to the 25-yard line. A 6-yard run. Good hard-earned yards there up the left side, offensive line blocked and able to find some room for Thompson.
Yeah, so that's when you still feel comfortable with what you're doing. This was originally designed to be stretch it out. Let's get outside. But when Waukee Northwest, they stretch that vertically down the field, it's an easy cutback room for Thompson. So if you can run the ball on first down and get 6 yards, you're going to take that each and every single time.
From the 26-yard line, 2nd down and 3. Working out of the gun, Boston. Bailey going to hand it off again, trying to spin through as Thompson, fighting forward and going to be close to that first down marker.
Yeah, so he cut this one outside. Good job from Northwest up front, out of their front four to kind of clog things up the middle. Force him to try and bounce it outside. Fortunately for Southeast Polk, it was the short side of the field, so there weren't that many defenders, and the Stripes are going to take some time to talk things over. Are we getting another measurement already?
I think so. Yeah, rarity, and suddenly we get 2 of them in the first less than 8 minutes of the ball game, as they're going to walk things over. Southeast Polk going to just huddle up together near their sideline, get the offensive call. Is it going to be 3rd down and a yard or a fresh set of downs for Southeast Polk? Chain Gang getting a workout here.
Well, especially since both of them, they've had to come all the way to our side of the field.
Right.
So they're getting their legs cut out, and this one is a first down. So both times they've run out, they got to do a little extra running too, as we're going to mark it for a first.
So a fresh set of downs for Southeast Polk and another good run by Thompson. Mentioned Thompson, 91 carries coming into action. He's had a solid performance to this point.
Well, it's not even just that. You look at what Southeast Polk does offensively. They actually do run it. Like I said it kind of sarcastically at the start, but they run it 2 out of every 3 plays. This is a team that wants to run the ball first.
They'll go RPO and find a man complete. Good looking throw and found a dart there to Owen Vosberg, a senior.
So we do have a flag here from our middle umpire. Usually indicates, this is an illegal man downfield for Southeast Polk. On the RPO, it was a good concept. It was well ran. It was a good ball, too, from Bailey. Made the right read, a strike right to his chest.
Well, that's got to be frustrating because for Vosberg, that was just going to be his 3rd catch of the season for the senior.
Senior season, you feel like, oh, yeah, this is my time to shine. Get your 3rd catch. All right, starting to feel a little good. We're getting deeper into the season. All right. Let's get going in front of the home crowd. Have it called back because of an offensive penalty. That sucks. I've been on the receiving end of that. Not fun. It was the best catch of my career.
First down at 15 from the 24-yard line now for Southeast Polk. Rams work with the ball right to left across your television screen or your radio dial. Twin receivers, and they will hand the ball off. This is Cooper pushing that pile forward that time. Good-looking run.
Yeah, so you get back the penalty yardage that you lost on the penalty and then a little extra. So now you're getting yourself into a 2nd and about 8. Southeast Polk, are we going to continue to try and keep the ball on the ground? Maybe set this up to be a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2? Or do you want to put a ball in the air? You've had success. You had the one long completion. You had one that was called back because of a penalty from your offensive lineman. But you've had success throwing the ball so far.
2nd down and 8 from the 31 as they'll hand it off towards the left side. Ripped down Waukee Northwest defense. There again, another good-looking tackle. That time it was Charlie Hemmer.
Yeah, good tackle there on the outside. So it brings up a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 just to answer the question we asked before. Southeast Polk, they know who they are. They know what their strengths are. They know what their weaknesses are. They know what their game plan is. They want to run the ball. They want to keep this ball on the ground. But now you're in a situation, you got to put the ball in the air.
3rd down and 7. Looking out to the right side. Ball deflected and incomplete. Looked like a defensive lineman got a fingertip on that one. Ball falls to the turf, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, I do think somebody got a piece of that up front because it just seemed like it floated in the air for just a little longer than it should have. I thought Northwest corner on the far side might have been able to get there for the pick. That's Blake Ludwig, the senior. Floated just a little bit long. I thought maybe he had a shot, but closing speed just not enough.
And punt team will come out again for Southeast Polk as they will punt this one away with Dallas Lane. Lane pressure comes, able to get it away. Good looking boot. That one spirals over. Ball bobbled for a moment and brought back in by Green. And the defender looked like almost he got a hand on that on the bobble.
So how does the rule work? If he bobbles it and the ball's still in the air, can he touch it?
I do not honestly know the answer to that. I would think once it...
Because it goes on the ground, you're there.
Yes.
You want to get it. But does that still count as a kick-catch interference?
It's a great question. We'll have to look at the rule book on that one. Got us thinking.
Uh-huh. Doesn't happen often. It happens probably once, Joe. Once a broadcast.
From the 31-yard line, play action and a flip out and complete out to the right side past the 40-yard line to the 41. A 10-yard gain on just a simple concept there by Isaiah Oliver.
Yeah, let's feed the hot hand. Isaiah Oliver had the fade route touchdown catch on their previous drive, so let's do something a little bit different. Get him going in a jet sweep type of motion, little touch pass, nice and easy catch for him, and then let's do some run after the catch. The referee stopped it again. There was confusion as to if this was a first down. No measurement this time. They did mark it as a first, though.
From the 41-yard line, 1st and 10, Waukee Northwest with the ball as we play in the first quarter. Wolves lead it 7-0, and they will go to Woodruff on the handoff. Breaks out to the right side. He's got a big hole, and he's got a first down into Southeast Polk territory all the way to the 46-yard line, a pickup of 15.
This is really good patience here out of the Northwest running back Woodruff. Tries to go left, but Southeast Polk's clogging everything up. Dances back there a little bit, almost like Le'Veon Bell used to with the Steelers, and then juts off to the right side. Nobody there, picks up the first down.
From the 46-yard line, 1st and 10, they'll put a man in motion. That's Green flipping out to the left side. He'll roll that way. Heitland looking and got a man complete out to the 35-yard line. Another nice completion as he's able to find Green.
What I love about what Northwest is doing is there's a lot of designed rollouts, and what that does is it takes pressure off your offensive line, especially the guys on the weak side of things. So you're, instead of trying to create like a shell or a pocket, you're more making a wall in which people can't get past, and that's easier for your offensive line, especially at the high school level where it's not as easy to block in open space. So get your quarterback out on the move. It's also an easier throw for him, less traffic, nice and easy pitch and catch.
And they're going to go up top, taking a shot again. Flag comes in, incomplete. But likely either defensive holding or pass interference.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the two here. I think this one's probably going to be PI. Not that it really matters, but it's going to be result in a first down anyway. But you look at what Northwest did. It's the same play they ran on their first drive. It was broken up, a little underthrown ball from Heitland. This time they're going to run the same thing, let our guy, Green, go and beat him down the field. This time the corner just grabbed a little bit too much.
Move the football forward after the penalty. They'll spot it at the 24-yard line. Check that, 25-yard line is where it'll be from the left hash. 1st and 10, Waukee Northwest, number 1 team in the state, leading 7-0. They'll go to Woodruff up the middle, and he pushes the pile forward for a pickup of 6 yards. He runs hard.
He does. He runs hard. He's going to try and run through your face. He's not quite Camp Scattaboo, but let's be honest, who is? Yeah, he's going to run between the tackles. He's showing a little bit of everything. Power, speed, patience. So what I like most about what Northwest is doing is the changing of the plays offensively. Sometimes it's going to be a run on first down. Sometimes it's going to be a pass. It's a nice little combination of the two.
Here is a run again, and towards the right side. That'll be good enough for the first down. That offensive line doing work up front, opening up the holes, keeping the protection. Woodruff with another hard charge forward as he picks up another 6 and another first down.
Yeah, you're talking about the offensive line. I really want to talk about the right side here. It's Henry Moore. He is their right tackle. And then the right guard is Cam Flug. These guys are putting a wall up front. There's just so much room for Woodruff to be able to run behind. He's just opening up so many gaps on that right side.
Got to hurry, just 3 on the game clock. They do get it off in time. Heitland's going to run to the middle of the field, a short gain as he's brought down at the 11-yard line, a pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down when we come back with the second quarter. Waukee Northwest 7, Southeast Polk nothing. Back with more in a moment on CISN TV and 96.9 FM.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. we could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
We didn't have the windows closed. I mean, we have an opportunity, I think, for one of those.
Yeah, start throwing some bows out there, Trent. Come on.
Second down and 7 from the 11-yard line. Waukee Northwest, their second drive of the ball game, and it is continuing the same as the first one. They've been able to do it both with the run and the pass. An outstanding job out of Heitland in this offense to this point in time. They'll work out of the shotgun on this second down and 7. Trip wide receivers to the right. Haven't seen this look very often from the Wolves so far this evening. Hand off to Woodruff in the middle of the field. He is pushed down after a short gain, a pickup of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for Northwest.
All right, so that is 4 runs in a row now. Now you're getting yourself into a situation, 3rd and 6. Last time in a snap from inside the 10-yard line, we saw Southeast Polk run man-to-man coverage on the outside, so Northwest ran a fade route to Oliver towards the left. They have that man-to-man coverage. See if they do it again.
Out of the gun, Heitland going to chuck it up into the end zone. Jump ball! Deflected away. Great defensive play. Hey, getting the hand in there. It was Tarawali again. Nice deflection.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. Waukee Northwest sees the man-to-man coverage with Oliver, so they're going to go with that fade right on the outside. Oliver, what you want to do differently is you want to come back to the ball, kind of fading back a little bit. Southeast Polk, nice play by the defender, gets the head turned around, throws the hand up late to get the deflection. 3rd down stop.
Abatajic on to attempt the field goal. This will be a 26-yarder. He's got the leg, and it is good. Field goal, the first of the season for Liam Mumatajic. Gives a 10-0 lead to Waukee Northwest. We're back with more in a moment on 96.9 FM and CISN TV.
Bill Clemens here from Capital City Motor Company.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Quarter 11:22 to play, a 26-yard field goal. And now a short kickoff hits at the 19. That's a live ball, and just having to fall on it is Southeast Polk. Heads up play there by Tarawali, because that was a live ball, but it'll back up Southeast Polk with their 3rd trip with the football now.
Yeah, we see that at all levels where people forget where a kickoff, it's a live ball. Once it goes past the 10 yards, it's not like a punt where, if I don't touch it, it's okay. Now we saw that in the NFL earlier this season. Caleb Johnson, the ball hits right off of his hands, leaves it. I'm not going to go pick it up. Bounces into the end zone, and I think it was the Seahawks is who they were playing. Fell on top of it, and it was a touchdown for Seattle. All right. Southeast Polk, now you're down 2 scores. You're still very early in the second quarter. A lot of time left, so you don't have to open up the playbook by any means, but we'll see just how much they continue to pound. Hey, we're going to run the ball.
They'll work out of the shotgun play action. Austin Bailey looks, he's got a man complete. Nice gain there before the gang tackle happens. A pickup of 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, see, that was a really nice, he had a nice cannon there. That had a lot of zip on it going towards that left side. And when you see that Northwest is putting 6 guys, there's 7 guys in the box on that play. It leaves you in soft coverage on the outside because guys don't want to get beat. So take the simple hitch route.
It'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 24-yard line after the Good looking throw from Boston Bailey, the sophomore quarterback. Pistol formation this time, bunched up with two receivers on each side. Nice hole up the middle and a first down run for Drew Thompson as he picks up another 6.
Now that looks like Southeast Polk football. Trent, what did they do to win their state championship for those 4 years? What was this team built on? Physicality.
Absolutely, power football.
We're going to be strong. We're going to be stronger than you. We know it. You know it. We're going to grind you out in the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line. That play right there looked like the 4-time defending state champions. Huge holes all over the place.
They'll have a 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line as they work with the football. Down 10-0 to Waukee Northwest. Taking a shot here. Pressure comes, and down goes Bailey from the backside of the formation. Waukee Northwest showing some great pressure there.
Zach Losh, he's the one who comes up with the sack on that, the senior defensive lineman. It's not a blitz package or anything. Bailey tried to get out of there towards the end. Nobody was open, tried to scramble up the middle. He was just there to make the sack. Nice play.
Sack, good news, I guess, on that one. Just a loss of 2 on the sack as he was stepping up in the pocket as they will work with the ball back to the 28-yard line. 2nd down and 12. And rolling out the pocket, now looking up the field, and a short gain maybe hit at the line of scrimmage. And once again, just this penetrating Waukee Northwest defense on the completion to Lewis.
Yeah, Blake Ludwig, who he said made a deflection in the last drive. He's the one who comes up and makes the tackle. It's a nice bait job there. So he wants Southeast Polk to think, okay, here's the simple completion for you. They take it, and his closing speed's there to make the tackle. Open field tackle. There's just nowhere for him to go. Brings up a 3rd and long.
Out of the shotgun, Bailey looking across the middle. High throw incomplete. Tough throw there across the middle. I mean, you got to be perfect against that zone to fit that one in there.
Yeah, it's not bad. If maybe he waits half a second longer than maybe, but it's just such a tight window. When you're running zone, you want to flood the zone and get too many guys in. They tried to more run across it. So it just maybe half a second longer, you got the completion, but Southeast Polk finds himself in a spot where it's a straight drop back passing scenario, exactly where they do not want to be.
Dallas Lane will punt this one. This time a line drive punt. Takes another good roll for Southeast Polk. Here the 25-yard line. Spins back a touch. Little backspin on that one. To the 26, and Waukee Northwest gets the ball again.
Yeah, so if you want to look at something positive that's gone Southeast Polk's way so far, their punters actually look pretty good. Dallas Lane said 3 punts so far. 4 punts so far? All of them have been pretty good. So that's a little bright spot there. All right. Waukee Northwest. Let's see what they're going to do here. I've noticed that they haven't lined up under center once so far in today's game. Northwest hasn't. Just today's day and age in football.
3 wide receivers to the left, single to the right, and have a running back in there. They'll hand it off on 1st down. It's Woodruff on the carry, and he picks up 3.
So we are seeing that they are relying more on the running game really over the last drive where, all right, we're going to see what Woodruff can do here. We talk about how Northwest wants to throw the ball. They throw the ball just about as much as anybody in the state. Now, they're kind of slowing things down, getting into the running game a little bit, milking the clock, riding with their running back.
10-0 lead for Waukee Northwest. 8:18 left to go in the 2nd quarter. And this top 10 matchup, Radio Iowa rankings, and the RPI both have it that way. Out of the shotgun again, bit high, but a handoff to Woodruff. Breaks 1 tackle, not a second. Short gain as Southeast Polk able to smother him there. A host of Ram defenders around there on the tackle, including number 45, Joel Thompson.
Yeah, it's a good job from Thompson and the rest of the Rams defense. Cooper Chabuar, he's the one who's not going to get credit for this, but the junior, number 99, he's the one who kind of set the edge on this. So he made Woodruff have to change course, and that's what allowed the rest of his teammates to swarm tackle with him there.
Out of the gun, Heitland rolling on 3rd down. Looking's got to be incomplete. 1st down to the 42-yard line. A pickup of a dozen on 3rd and 6, and Mac Heitland does it once again.
Yeah, Mac Heitland rolling out towards his right, and it's a perfectly timed, designed rollout because Southeast Polk was bringing the blitz from our side, the left side of the line of scrimmage. Northwest just happened to already be running the other way, so we're seeing what kind of concept they want to run when it's these designed rollouts. It's a simple smash concept. Outside guy runs the hitch, inside guy runs the corner.
From the 42-yard line, Waukee Northwest, low snap. Heitland able to get it back, goes up top. He's got a man complete. Spin through a tackle, the 20. Breaks another to the 10, all the way down to the 7-yard line. Another big play. And again, it's Jordan Green.
Yeah, we're finding out what Jordan Green's favorite route is, and it's the skinny post. So it's not a straight post where you're going to plant your foot in the ground and turn at a 45-degree angle. No, it's a skinny post where he's kind of more running towards the field goal post at the center of the field to try and split the safeties. So he's just running past everybody, and it's a simple throw for Heitland. Just don't underthrow him, and you're going to have an easy completion.
As the chains come down there, it'll be 1st and goal. A pickup of 50 on the play. 4th catch of the night for Jordan Green.
Look at this. They're under center.
And a wishbone formation as Woodruff takes the handoff left side. So they go from new school to very old school and go wishbone.
Yeah, they're jumping over a time frame here. We're going straight to the wishbone. I like it. Switch things up.
That was actually number 32, Paulo Tagoyane.
Huh. So the second leading rusher, or the second most rushing attempts on this team. So look at the sophomore. Try and switch things up a little bit, and here they are again.
Back to it. Another wishbone look on 2nd and goal. Play action, rolling out. Looking to the flat, has his tight end, not going to get to the goal line on the completion. It was Vineyard again with his 3rd catch of the night. This one picks up 3, sets up 3rd down and goal.
Well, yeah, so when you get into the wishbone, everybody thinks, okay, here's the run. Let's get our speed guys out there. Let's go a little play action. Nobody's expecting it. Didn't get the touchdown, but a nice completion to set yourself up into a 3rd and 3.
6:15 to play in the 2nd quarter. 3rd drive of the game for Waukee Northwest. The Wolves, the top-ranked team, the lone remaining undefeated in Class 5A. They're going to pitch it outside, trying to cut back and into the end zone for the touchdown. It's Ryan Woodruff in. Great cutback there and found his way into the painted end zone for another 6.
Yeah, not the wishbone formation, but the power eye. Couple of fullbacks up front for him, so they're just going to overpower Southeast Polk onto that left side. Simple pitch. Get outside. If somebody turns you back, turn back. If not, get to the corner. One foot in the ground, puts it back into the end zone. 16-0.
Matavich on for another extra point attempt. Already made his first one. Also knocked in a 26-yard field goal. Here the PAT is up, plenty of leg, and it is good. 17-0. Waukee Northwest in control. 6:11 to play as we come back with more in a moment.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Out the other side to the 30 and knocked out of bounds at the 32. Good return and setting up good field position now for Southeast Polk.
I like it because you want to do anything you can right now to put some kind of spark into your team. Finding yourselves down 17-0. Your offense has had 3 drives and you've punted 3 times. Your defense has given up points all 3 drives so far this game. You got to get a little something going, especially when you know what kind of offense Southeast Polk wants to do. They want to run the ball. They want to run the ball, and that's hard to do when you're down by 3 scores. So try and get a little bit of energy into your team. You're not going to get the ball out of half. So you want to do whatever you can right now to cut this down to a 10-point game.
As they work with the ball and go right up the middle. Good hard run there, straight up the gut. And to pick up a 9 on first down. Love to see that. as they charge it forward.
Yeah, sometimes it's just do what you are best at, and giving the ball to Stanley Cooper is when they've been most effective on offense this season. Again, he's averaging 9.7 yards per carry coming into this game, picks up 9 on this one. Now you got your senior running back in there who's also averaging over 5 yards a carry. If you know you're a running team, run the ball. Tries to get a little cute there and try and pick up the first down through the air. It's a speed out towards their wide receiver, senior Owen Vosberg. Throw is a little bit high from sophomore Boston Bailey. So again, 3rd and 1. You have to imagine they're going to run the ball here.
As they work with the ball, 3rd and 1 from the 42. Out of that pistol look, twin receivers left, one right. They will hand the ball off, spinning through one tackle, not a second, and I don't think he got it. Thompson tried to charge forward, but Waukee Northwest, we knew about the offense coming in. I've been really impressed by this D.
Yeah, their defense has looked really good, specifically against the run. Southeast Polk's getting big yardage on first down, but then they're locking in on 2nd and 3rd. I think this is the right call from Zelenovic here. This is a 4th and short. You have to imagine you can pick this up in your sleep with a guy who's averaging almost 10 yards a carry. They're lining up to go for this on 4th down.
Under center, 4th down and 1 from their own 42-yard line. They'll put a man in motion, hand it off, hit at the line. It's going to be close. Near side official gave him a pretty good spot, and I think it is going to be good enough for the first.
Yeah, I think the near side and the far side, they're pretty similar with one another. I think this should be enough for a first down. And yeah, they signal it as such. No measurements here. Yeah, that's a play where you have to go for it. You are halfway through the second quarter. You find yourself down 3 scores. You've punted in all 3 of your possessions so far. You have to get some kind of points here, or at the very least, take some time off the clock so Northwest can't score on the back end. Get your first down. You did your job. Now you got to get another one.
As they'll go to the throwing game this time, short completion to Lewis as he's able to spin forward to the 46-yard line, a pickup of 3 on the play.
Yeah, so they're not throwing the ball down the field right now. Whenever they are throwing, it's the short little completions. Get it in, get it out. So the officials have a timeout, an injury timeout. It was just to let Braden Lewis get off the field, left on his own feet. We're already starting the play clock again, just stopped it from the officials for a moment.
You see that arm from Bailey? He can really chuck it.
He can.
Just a sophomore, and certainly appears to be a big part of the future. 3 receivers left for him on 2nd down and a 7 from the 46. Play action, ball, dangerous throw off the deflection. Waukee Northwest says that they have it. Southeast Polk says they have it. And they're going to separate things around. We got some pushing and shoving. Look out. Here comes whistles. Here comes the refs. We still got guys fighting for the football underneath the pile. A little bit of everything. And now the men in stripes will get to sort this one out.
I saw the far side official dig signal that it's Southeast Polk is the one with the ball. That we don't have a replacement referee situation that we saw in the Seattle Monday Night Football game a couple of years ago. We don't have a situation like that. Both guys caught it at the same time. I know it's not the tie goes to the runner saying in baseball, but the offense does get the nod on it. So Southeast Polk will retain the ball. No flags there after the extracurriculars either. I like it.
Gave him 3 on the completion there. On the completion to Cohen Trunnell. 3rd down and 4 from the 49-yard line. Need to move into Northwest territory to the 47. Jet motion. They'll hand it off. Big hole. First down. And still fighting forward is Stanley Cooper. He don't want to give anything up there. A pickup of 7 in the first.
My favorite part of this play. A couple things to break down. My favorite part of it is that after the play was blown dead, the ball did come loose. And Nathaniel C., the senior, picks up the ball, the right tackle, big number 77. He was ready to get rumbling and tumbling down the field just in case that play wasn't dead. But running a motion across, got the defense going in that direction. It's simple things like that that can make your offense easier.
And now this time, left side, nothing happening over there. Here comes the Wolf defense. 2:44 clock is running from the 44-yard line. Probably still a little too early to worry about the time here for the Rams.
No, I think you're probably good. And what you really feared was that, say you did did fail to score on this drive, and they haven't scored yet, but say you failed to move the ball down the field, leaving too much time for Northwest, knowing the passing game that they have, that was your biggest fear. And that was a good job from Thompson on that last play. That should have been a loss of 3 or 4. To make it just a loss of 1, that's good on him.
2nd down and 10, play action. Across the middle, incomplete. That's another one there. Just wait maybe that extra moment to get that ball there as he clears those linebackers.
Yeah, just wait that extra half a second. You're going to have it. And maybe we've seen the fastball from Boston Bailey. And we see a lot of kids can throw the ball pretty hard. When you're really good, it's when you can add that touch to the ball. Get a little floater going on in there. You don't have to throw it as hard as you can every time. A little floater there, waits that extra half second. That's probably a 20, 25-yard gain.
Instead, it'll be 3rd down and 11 from the 45-yard line for Boston Bailey. Stands tall in the pocket, now rolls out to his right, cuts back, short gain. He picked up 3 on the play. It'll be 4th down and 8, though, for the Rams here with 2 minutes to play in the second.
So when you're in a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11 situation, what we saw Northwest do defensively here is only bring that 3-man rush. They had 8 guys back in coverage, all of them in zone. So there was going to be no miscommunication. Nobody was going to get loose on this. This is a coverage play, and it's a good job from Boston Bailey to recognize, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to throw it anywhere. Let's just put this ball in the armpit. Let's run it and keep this clock a-chugging along.
90 seconds to play. Play clock down to 5. Looks like we're going to get a timeout. And we will. With 1:22 left to play, it'll be 4th down and 7 for Southeast Polk. And we'll see if they're going to put the punt team out there, go for it. Down 17-0, 1:22 to play. We come back in a moment. 96.9 FM and video streaming on CISN TV.
Just as we take pride in helping people get around town, Jerry Chevrolet also continues to be a proud sponsor of Southeast Polk Athletics. From the gridiron to the court, and all other sports, we're right there helping your people do their dreams.
22 to play in the second quarter. Waukee Northwest, number 1 in the state, showing it early on, a 17-0 lead over Southeast Polk in our Central Iowa Game of the Week. Trent Kahn and Lucas Strain here with you this evening. 4th down and 7, decision time from the 42. Down 3 scores, though. Almost feels like a spot where the Rams have to go.
I'm going for this one because you always assume the worst. Whenever you're in a situation where, should we punt here? Assume it's a touchback. How much yardage would you gain? It'd be a 22-yard punt from here. So I think this is all right, let's go for this situation. 1:20 left. Let's see if we can pick up this 1st down.
Out of the gun, trip receivers left side, single to the right. Boston Bailey. And before the snap, another timeout. Looks like the coaches didn't like what they saw there, maybe coverage-wise. So they're going to use another timeout. We'll keep it right here. They'll reset the clock to 1:22. Like that single coverage here on the near side of the field.
I like the single coverage, and as the play developed, we only saw they had 4 guys go out in a route. Only 2 of them ran a route past the sticks. That's Hawkeye football kind of stuff right there. Years of the past. So calling it a timeout on back-to-back. High school. Allowed in high school. Not allowed at all levels of football, Trent.
Yeah.
But it's allowed here.
That is interesting now that you say that. Yeah, back-to-back timeouts. And was there an NFL game this week that a team got away with it?
No, they didn't get away with it. It was a 5-yard penalty.
It was a 5-yard penalty.
They gave them the 5 yards. I think it might have been Philadelphia, but there was an NFL game this past weekend.
You know, it is interesting, too. One of the things that I learned most doing high school games is the different rules of high school. The one that people get wrong more than anything is pass interference.
Yeah.
Yes. It is not a spot foul. And in fact, if it's, say, 3rd and 22, that 15-yard penalty is not an automatic 1st down. A lot of people miss that one, too. So there are some differences, certainly. Southeast Polk uses back-to-back timeouts. Still 4th down, 4th and 7. Now they're going to go 2 receivers on each side of this formation for Boston Bailey. Takes the shotgun snap, looking across the middle, flips it up incomplete, overshot his intended target. as he was looking for Cantrell.
Yeah, so they tried to get we call it a scissor concept, when it's crossing routes over the middle, where they're going to cross against one another, try and rub against each other. They're best when they're going against man coverage, or if it's a zone, you want to try and get into that deeper part of maybe a cover 4. Waukee Northwest was in the zone. They weren't in a cover 4. It's just a difficult spot, a difficult play to execute for Southeast Polk. Good defense from the Wolves.
Now minute 18, and they'll start at their 42-yard line. They're going to hand it off here in the middle of the field. Nothing there. Crunched down after a gain of 2 yards, but that'll be it.
So we've seen how Waukee Northwest wants to play this. They've been running the ball a lot more than they usually do. So maybe they're trying to say, hey, you know what, let's try and steal a couple of yards on first down. But now, knowing that you have the 3 timeouts, they're not getting on the ball a little bit quicker here. That's an interesting part.
They're going to roll it out for Heitland. Now roll back the other way. Trick play, flip it out to the right side, found Vineyard. He leaps over the defender and gets the first down. Here comes a flag late in the play.
There's your flag. There's a high school difference for you, Trent. There's no hurdles in high school.
Can't jump over a defender. So the flag comes in, and yes, another one of those differences comes right there that we were just talking about. How about that?
No hurdles in high school. It's one of the rules. It's a safety concern at the high school level, and we see somebody is down. I don't know if it happened from the hurdle, but yeah, no hurdles at the high school level.
So that is a personal foul penalty. I believe it was good enough for the first down.
I think he got the first.
Yeah, but they're going to mark it back after the personal foul.
Perfect timing, isn't it? So
we're
talking about
the
penalties
differences, yeah,
that only exist at the high school level, and we see one that happens right there. Yeah, no hurdles. And it was a good hurdle, too.
It was a beauty.
He cleared him. That's one that you get a nice picture of that. That's a picture that you keep forever. But now, clock runs. There's only let's see here. Let's do some math. 12, 13-second difference between game and play clock. So probably going to let this sucker run down. Run one more play and go into the half.
And they're going to use a timeout. Yeah, team wasn't quite ready. They're looking over at the sidelines, and now they're going to be talking things over, and it looks like Vineyard getting a little talking to as well. Now, that's another one of those things, too. You wonder, you're sure it's probably been mentioned at some point, right? It's been a conversation that is had, but there's so many times you're hearing things, you see things when you're watching other football games, and then there's that moment, and you don't even think about it. It just almost instinct takes over.
No, yeah, and you kind of you black out, and you say, okay, muscle memory is going to take over here. Somebody's coming low. I'm going to jump over them. So, yeah, he's probably been told, okay, no hurdles. The entire team's probably been told, you're not allowed to hurdle. But when you're in that moment, you can't control it. So, yeah, he's going to get a talking to, and the coach has to do that. You got to get after your player for a 15-yard penalty. But, again, that's one you probably don't even really know what you're doing.
So they will come onto the field with 14 seconds left. It is 2nd down and 17 from their own 36. I was also on that fake one-way spin all the way back around from Heitland. Good concept and good play call. We'll see if they keep that one in their back pocket for the future. 2nd and 17, and here is the handoff to Woodruff. He's got a nice hole to the 46-yard line to pick up a 10, but the final seconds, I believe, are going to tick off here, and they will, and we will go to the half. Number 1, Waukee Northwest, 17, Southeast Polk, nothing, as they trot into the locker rooms here at the half. Lucas Strain, impressive performance from the top-ranked team in the state.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what they're doing, not only offensively, but defense is what is standing out to me so far. 0 points. You're pitching a shutout through the first 24 minutes of play against a top 10 team in the state. Great defense from the Wolves.
17-0 our halftime score. Coming up, the Urology Center of Iowa halftime report. We'll get you scores from around the area and get you set for the second half. Again, 17-0 our scores. We come back with more in a moment on our video stream on CISN TV and the radio call on 96.9 FM. Stay right there. We're back with more in a moment.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Free Godfather's Pizza. Begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ball player Dean Oliver showed his athleticism, and he went up and got that one to make it 7-0. They then got the ball back, marched all the way down the field, had to settle for a short field goal, 26-yarder, but Liam Matapanic knocked it in, made it 10-0. Then they added one more late in the first half. That's where we are right now. 17-0 Waukee Northwest with the lead over Southeast Polk here in our Central Iowa Game of the Week. Lucas Strain, great performance in the first half here, and looking through some other scores from around the area. Anything jumping off the page to you as we take a look at the scoreboard in the Urology Center of Iowa halftime report?
Well, I've been able to find two scores so far, and I'll keep looking as we get our second or longer iteration of scoreboard show. Indianola, Ankeny Centennial approaching halftime. Indianola leads that one 8-6. That score surprise you at all? Indianola over Centennial 8-6.
No, the Jaguars been struggling a little bit to move the football, but still, yeah, and that slugfest there, that'd be a big one, certainly for Indianola.
All right, and then the other game that I have found so far, Dowling Catholic, the Maroons lead Waukee, traditional Waukee, 14-0. I believe there was 2 seconds to go until halftime. They actually have just now hit halftime, so Dowling leads that one at Valley Stadium, 14-0 over Waukee.
There's a scoreboard update here for you on the Urology Center of Iowa halftime report. We'll take another timeout, come back with more at the half. 17-0 our score. Waukee Northwest with the lead over Southeast Polk. We continue in a moment. This is high school football on 96.9 FM.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa High School sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Intensity, the team.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
He has been sharp and has helped the Wolves race out to a 17-0 lead. We'll take our final time out of the Urology Center of Iowa halftime report. Come back on the other side and get ready for kickoff of the second half. Waukee Northwest 17, Southeast Polk nothing. Back with more in a moment.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Start of the second half, the Urology Center of Iowa halftime report in the book. 17-0 Waukee Northwest with the lead over Southeast Polk. Dominating performance in the first half of this one. Mac Heitland, well, he has been tremendous. 9 of 11 passing, 140 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Brian Woodruff, he's been solid, had that touchdown run to make it 17-0. Waukee Northwest, this defense, I think, certainly has opened my eyes.
Yeah, this defense, we knew that they had the high interception total, 11 interceptions coming into this game, Trent, but their run defense has been eye-opening to me. We're seeing Southeast Polk's getting a lot of movement on first down. They're getting about 6 to 9 yards on a first down carry, but then after that, just about every time Northwest, the Wolves, they're clamping down defensively. Really impressed with what we saw in the first half.
And Southeast Polk will kick off to begin the second half. Down 17-0. I'm sure the special teams coaches have talked about keeping an eye on an onside here, potentially. And when you kick off from the 40, it's also a little bit of a change there as we are ready to go. It will be a deep kickoff, line drive, and into the end zone for a touchback. Waukee Northwest will have the ball up 17-0 starting at their 20-yard line.
And then we'll wrap up our halftime scoreboard show here with some scores. Indianola leads Ankeny Centennial 15-14. Dowling over Waukee 14-0. Ankeny over Ames 35-3. Iowa City High 27-0 on Des Moines East. Council Bluffs Lincoln 10-0 on Roosevelt, and DCG 10-0 on Marshalltown. All right, for Northwest, you could step on the throat here. This is your opportunity. Make it a 24-0 game. See how aggressive they are to start the second half.
And they will go to the ground game. It's Woodruff taking that first carry, short gain as he cut back to the right side of the formation. A pickup of 2 on the run from Ryan Woodruff.
Trent, are you surprised with how much we've seen Northwest run the ball so far tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, you wonder the game plan, and it feels almost like a pointed game plan here. You know the questions that have surrounded Waukee Northwest. Are they tough enough? And tough enough against a team built like Southeast Polk? Maybe that's exactly what it is. They'll throw it out complete to the left side, finding Oliver. He breaks a tackle. He's to the 40, 45, all the way to the 47, a 25-yard pickup. Simple pitch and catch, and Oliver did the rest.
I don't know what happened here for Southeast Polk defensively. The corner just kind of abandoned his spot. He kind of just left over. I don't know if it was a designed blitz or if there was just a miscommunication, but that was almost like a hot route where, hey, just give me the ball. There's nobody around me.
To the 48-yard line for Waukee Northwest. High snap, handed off Woodruff. Cuts back against the grain. Nice hole in the middle and a pickup of 4. Up to get as they have just been going and feeding Ryan Woodruff, and he's been happy to take it.
Yeah, he's been doing really well and gets a 3-4 yard gain on first down. They're just feeding the kid tonight, letting him run all over. And Trent, you talked about how this is a physical Southeast Polk team. This is what they've built their brand on. So maybe that is why Northwest is running the ball so much tonight. They want to establish, hey, yeah, we can be physical too.
As they roll out to the right side, look incomplete to the 37-yard line, and a completion to Green. Nice looking throw on that one, and a pickup of 12 more as Green has his 5th grab of the night.
I think what I've been most impressed about for Northwest's offensive game plan and really just their offensive talent tonight is the route running ability from Jordan Green and Isaiah Oliver. They're 2 star wide receivers. When they're at the top of their route, their footwork is really good. Like, this is a go-stop route. So you chop those feet at the top of your route and turn around, whip those hips around. Very strong route.
A run up the right side and up the sideline to the 10. 5, 1 man to beat in. Touchdown, Waukee Northwest. Again, it was Woodruff, and he found the sideline and was able to scoop forward, and it's all Wolves.
Yeah, this is all Wolves early. We're talking about how they want to establish their dominance. To start the second half, this is the opportunity to step on the throat, and they certainly did that. Marched their way right down the field. Easy run. Wide open cutback lane, goes right down that right sideline. Saw the commercial there on CISN. Waukee Northwest just pouring it on.
An impressive performance to this point from the number 1 ranked team in the state, trying to push their record to 7-0 on the year. Before the PAT, though, we got a whistle. And we will sort this one out on the big touchdown from Woodruff.
Be an offside, so just half the distance to the goal. And you're in a situation where even though you're halfway closer, you're not going for 2. Actually, it looked like the holder is actually signifying that we want to decline the penalty. Maybe you don't want to get yourself in a yardage situation where you're a little bit different. So yeah, Northwest declined the offsides penalty. They'll kick it from their normal spot.
That makes sense there. Yeah, you're dealing with half yardages, and where do you spot it, and things like that. You know the system. Distance, not a problem here. Kick is up, and it is knocked through. 24-0. Waukee Northwest all over Southeast Polk. As we come back with more in a moment. This is high school football on 96.9 FM.
Buying and selling.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job Well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
24-0 over Southeast Polk as Woodruff able to find his way in. Another short kickoff, grabbed at the 15-yard line, up the left side. Not much room out there. It has been offense. It has been defense. It has been special teams. This has the makings of a complete Waukee Northwest squad.
Yeah, I think you're seeing why they're the lone undefeated team in 5A, why they are the number 1 ranked team. And this is number 8 team in the state, Southeast Polk, and the 4-time defending champions. And we know that last year's team, that has nothing to do with this year's team. It has nothing to do with the rankings. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new record. But it's still the same logo. It's still the same jerseys. You're playing in the same stadium. You're the team that everybody circled, and we're seeing so far tonight just how good, just how dominant that Waukee Northwest is.
High formation up the middle, not much room. Pushed back again from this Northwest defense. And a host of defenders there. They have been swarming all over the football.
So one thing you start to get into as the season goes on is a little bit of self-scouting. And we're one play into the second half, and what I've noticed so far, Trent, is that when Southeast Polk's under center, it's been a run every time. Mm-hmm. They're yet to throw the ball when they get under center. Now, when they're in shotgun, it's a different story. It's a nice combination, but if you're able to pick up on that as a defense, you see they're under center, you're just going to start hugging that line of scrimmage.
Now go back to the ground game again. Good physical run by Cooper, and he's got enough for the first down.
There we go. All right, now we're getting a little back into it here. It's what they do best. Cooper averaging just under 10 yards a carry on the season so far. Leading rusher, second most carries on the team. You're still technically down 3 scores. You get a couple of touchdowns, a couple of 2-point conversions. You're not out of the game yet. So still run your offense, do what you need to do. Just got to get a score here. Got to get points in any way.
3 receivers to the right side. They'll go back to Cooper on the run left side. Nothing there. Cut down again by Waukee Northwest. A little headbanging afterwards from the Wolf D.
Yeah, that's number 97. That's an El Hecko. And this is what I'm talking about, where how impressed I've been with this Northwest defense, where Southeast Polk one play is going to have so much success running the football, and then Northwest just follows it up with, all right, we're going to get in your face. You're not going to run again. They lost a yard on first down, put Southeast Polk in a situation they don't want to be.
8:25 to play. They'll roll things out for Bailey. Looking, and ball knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage out there by the Wolf defense. In coverage, that was number 11, Brady Fitz.
Yeah, their secondary has been just as strong as their front 7 have been, where outside of that first passing play we saw Southeast Polk do on their first drive, where they gained about 20 yards on a slot fade, they haven't gotten anything going passing the ball, and it's because of how strong that this Northwest secondary is played.
Now 5-11 passing for Boston Bailey for 38 yards. He's going to try it again. He's got a man complete at the 37-yard line. Stood up after the 6-yard gain. That swarming defense once again on the completion to Trunnell.
Yeah, so you find yourself in 3rd and 11, and it's a nice play of pitch and catch, but there's not too many plays in this Southeast Polk offensive script that are going to go for 11 yards. And here we are, 4th and 5. I think Zelenovic sees game's on the line. They're lining up to go for it.
With inside of 8 minutes left in the third quarter, down 24-0, offense stays on the field. Now, check with me over at the sideline. 2 receivers to the left, single to the right. Bailey works from the gun and gets a snap. Looking to the right side, nothing there. Now wants to scramble. Cuts back at the 40, still on his feet, knocked out of bounds. And it is going to depend on the spot. Boy, they are right at that marker,
yeah,
Lucas.
This one's going to be really, really close. The yard to gain is the 42. The official standing right there, and the white cap comes over and marks it as a first down. So that's a nice scramble there. Really good scramble from Bailey.
And first time tonight, we've seen Bailey move around a little bit, but really showed some athleticism there. Nice cutback and little stutter step, hit the R1 button.
Yeah, he did. He slowed down just a bit, little stiff arm on the side too. So, all right, team, boys, I'll put you on the back.
From the 42-yard line, they'll hand it off. It is a physical run again for Cooper.
Wow.
He's going to lay some punishment too.
He has one speed. It's all go. and he's going to run through you. And you're starting to see why he averages what he does. His yards per carry, again, 9.7. Said it a couple of times in tonight's broadcast, but he's going to run hard on everybody. He's going to try and run through you every time.
As we go inside of 7 minutes left in the third quarter, Southeast Polk a sustained drive here as they'll go right back to Cooper. Bounces it outside. He's got the first down and more to the 45-yard line of Waukee Northwest. Nice, solid run and another pickup of 10 yards for Cooper.
Probably the best drive of the game so far for Southeast Polk. They get down to into the northwest side of the 50 now. They're having success running the football. They tried to throw it and they're able to scramble. They got a nice 7-yard completion earlier in the drive. So I think this has definitely been the strongest, at least most consistent offensive drive so far for the Rams.
As they work first down and 10 from the 44 of the Wolves, they'll throw it out on the swing pass out to the right. Not much room out there, and got back to the line of scrimmage, but that was it to Braden Lewis.
Yeah, so this is the difficult part when you know that a lot of your passes are going to be at the line of scrimmage. Northwest, they're going to realize that too. So again, it's number 30. Said his name a couple of times tonight. Blake Ludwig, the senior. He's the one who breaks hard on that play, makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, 6 minutes to play in the third. From the 44-yard line, 2 receivers left, 1 right for Boston Bailey. He works out of the gun, hands it off again. It's Cooper. Breaks free at the 40, still on his feet to the 36-yard line. Going to be short of the first down, but an 8-yard run on 2nd and 10.
This kid's going to be really good next year when he's going to be the primary ball carrier because he's splitting time right now. He's splitting time right now with his senior teammate, Drew Thompson. When he becomes the main guy, when Cooper becomes the guy, his dude's going to run. He's probably going to be the leading rusher in the state if he's going to stay healthy, and all indications are. So you're at a 3rd and 2 here. I don't think there's any question what they should do. Hand the ball to Cooper.
Yeah, it's been his kind of drive. No Waukee Northwest is going to be keying on him. They're going to bring an extra blocker inside, and they're going to look to go to the left. Oh, what penetration, though, and a tackle right on the line by Waukee Northwest. That is a great defensive play.
Number 44, Eli Eckerman. He came out of nowhere. I didn't see him come through. He somehow slipped through the offensive line. I thought Cooper was going to be able to be patient enough and pick up the first down. Eckerman came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere to make the tackle in the backfield. Now you're at a 4th and 2, and Cooper comes off the field. He's bending over on the sideline. He's gassed, taking his helmet off.
And he's been carrying it a bunch here. 7 rushes on this drive. 4th and 2. They're going to go for it once again. Tight formation, everybody bunched together. Handoff, first down. Drew Thompson able to charge forward and pick up 5 and get the first.
So this is why you want to have multiple running backs. It's nice to have your bell cow, right? When you have that guy, it's great. But when you have 2 guys who run at different paces, it changes how the defense goes at their attacking angles. Because of how this running back runs it differently, Thompson that is, he's a little slower, a little bit more patient, so it just changes the speed in which both teams play.
They'll go right back to the run again in the middle of the field, and a nice gain to the 26-yard line to pick up a 3 on first down.
Yeah, so we're seeing what Southeast Polk's going to do, and this is what we thought they were going to do offensively coming into this game. Now, the hard part is when you run the ball this much and this often, you're going to milk the clock. It's where you see we have less than 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. When you're down by 3 scores and you need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion in all 3 of those, you miss one of them, you're saying, okay, we got to pick up the pace a little bit more offensively, but if you're having success running, just keep going.
3:37 to play in the third. They'll hand it off. Thompson right side this time and skips forward to the 23. It'll set up a 3rd down and short as Drew Thompson's been the man here in these last couple of carries. But before that, we got a whistle for an injury timeout.
That is Thompson who's down, the running back.
So Cooper came over to the sideline trying to catch his breath. Thompson now goes down with an injury. It'll be 3rd down and a yard when we come back. 3:24 left to play in the third quarter. Waukee Northwest 24, Southeast Polk nothing, but on the move when we come back on 96.9 FM.
For more information, visit vhouse.com and check out wait times for locations. Come on, let's hear it for your Rams. Third and 1.
Down in the yard, Southeast Polk with the ball, trailing 24-0, 3:14 to play in the third. They're going to go under center, Boston Bailey, and push over to the right side and gets the first down. Interesting play call there, but good enough for the first down for Boston Bailey. Kind of slid out in a bigger hole than I anticipated.
Yeah, that's so now you're getting yourself in a spot where, okay, we're feeling good here. I'm trying to see where our running back Thompson's at.
Yeah, I don't see him down there, and trying to get an eye. I'm same thing.
I lost him in the scuffle.
Cooper back in the game at running back. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, play action. Bailey looking, throws it up, picked off, intercepted by Waukee. Northwest coming back the other way. There is a flag on the play. Tackled down at the 25-yard line, and Eddie Kennedy with the interception, but we'll check on that flag.
The back judge is indicating that it's pass interference on the defense. So this interception is going to come back. Trent, what I was impressed with is they were under center and it was play action.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going against the scheme that I was talking about before. It's the first time when they've lined up under center where they've thrown it. And this is the defensive pass interference, so Southeast Polk will hold on to the football.
They'll move the ball forward and continue on in the lead eye care red zone. Waukee Northwest trying to hold off Southeast Polk as they charge here in the third quarter. 2:34 left to play. And a first down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal at the 10. As mentioned, Stanley Cooper back in the game at running back after the injury to Drew Thompson. Cooper's been a big part of this drive. Best drive of the night for Southeast Polk. Under center, Bailey puts a man in motion. They'll hand it off. Cooper right side. Breaks free through one tackle, but not the second. And a pick up a 2 for Stanley Cooper.
Brady Fitz is the junior, the linebacker who plugged up that hole initially. Might have gotten a hold of the foot at the very end, so maybe credit with the half tackle. But he's the one who blew up where that play was designed to go. Forced Cooper to try and break that bad boy outside. That's where the rest of his teammates were.
2nd down and goal from the 8-yard line for the Rams, trailing 24-0 as we play in the third quarter. They'll work out a shotgun this time. Cooper on the right hip of Bailey. He'll hand it off. Cooper, middle of the pile, and he charges forward for another short gain. Sets up a 3rd down.
And things get close to the goal line. That's when things start to get congested and offense becomes just that much more difficult. So now you're 3rd and goal from the 7. They're probably... You run it here, you put it in the air. What do you think, Trent?
I think it's 4-down territory. Dance with the girl that brought you. Our man Hayden Fry used to say that. Go right back to the ground game. You got 2 shots to punch it in.
Thompson's back in the ball game. So he's returned from injury. He's good to go.
They'll play action. Now looking. Pressure comes. Back of the end zone. Off the crossbar. Incomplete. Getting up high there in the back of the end zone was Owen Vosberg, but incomplete.
Yeah, throwing the jump ball in the back. It's actually it's a good job from Bailey to go through all of his progressions.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately looked left, then went back to the right, then saw Vosberg, who was his last option in the back of the end zone. Just put it up a little bit too high. The wind is blowing in that direction. Maybe the wind took it just a little bit, but now you're into a 4th and 7. You are going to throw the ball. They didn't dance with the girl that brought you here. So 4th and 7, not where they want to be. We'll see if Southeast Polk can keep themselves alive.
2 receivers to the left, 2 tight ends to the right, and a timeout for Southeast Polk. Minute 13 left to play in the third quarter. All number 1 Waukee Northwest leading 24-0 over Southeast Polk. Rams, a lot of new faces out there, a lot of youngsters getting some of their first varsity reps. We saw Drew Thompson last year with the state championship squad. T. Cantrell, their top receiver, he was a part of that squad. A lot of names there, but a lot of newbies as well. Still, the thing with Southeast Polk, the culture that Coach Zelenovich has built here is they're going to be good. And in the playoffs, whoever draws them, it's not a team you want to see come playoff time.
No, you see the record that's going to be next to their name, and they're 4-2 right now. And by the way things are trending so far in this game, 4-3. So at best, this is going to be a 6-3 team by the time the playoffs roll around, and they're better than 6-3. This is a team that is they're not just tough physically. That's how they've won their state championships each of the last 4 years. They're tough mentally. They know how to come back from losses like this. Trent, you were there. Last year's Southeast Polk team, you saw the adversity that they went through in the championship game alone, and that double-digit deficit in the final 3 minutes, able to come back in that game, taking a bunch of theatrics, heroism from everybody on that squad. It's a team that's just built tough mentally.
4th down and goal from the 7-yard line now for Southeast Polk, trying to punch it in with 1:13 left in the third quarter. Waukee Northwest trying to keep that goose egg on the board defensively. Thompson slides over to the right side of the formation with Bailey in the backfield. Bailey looking right, now look in the middle. Throw into the end zone, incomplete, deflected away, and there's the stop for Northwest. Brady Fitz with the deflection.
So we talked earlier in the game about what Northwest, when they recognize Southeast Polk's in a obvious passing down, they don't rush many guys, and they didn't hear either. So it's man-to-man across the board, except with a couple of guys sitting in zone right at the goal line. So the attendant target actually had his man beat, but he just went right into the zone of another player. That's what made that window so tight. Waukee Northwest keeps the goose egg on the board.
And ball back to Northwest. The work under center, back with that power formation again. 2 fullbacks, and then the running back right behind it, charging forward. Short gain. Pick up a 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 after the run from Woodruff.
So we talked about how Northwest defensively kept things perfect. The offense is going to try and do something similar. The only drive that didn't result in points was their drive at the end of the half. Other than that, they have scored on every single drive, trying to keep that one together. And we are at the point now where Northwest is starting to milk that clock, or at least try and get us to where this is the last play of the third quarter.
30 seconds left in the third quarter. Full house formation again. Another run in the middle. At a gain of 2 more out to the 11-yard line. And that will likely be the final play of the third quarter. 3rd down and 6 when we come back. Oberbrockling with another tackle. Waukee Northwest will take a 24-0 lead into the fourth quarter when we come back with more high school football on 96.9 FM and video streaming on CISN TV.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros.
And the beam is up.
Mitch, this isn't a field.
Strain back with you as we start the fourth quarter at Southeast Polk High School. 24-0 our score. Waukee Northwest, the number 1 ranked team, are the lone unbeaten remaining in 5A. A dominating performance to this point. They're facing 3rd down and 6 though, backed up at their own 11-yard line as they come onto the field. Mac Heitland has only thrown it twice in the second half. He's looking for his 3rd, throws it, late throw.
Wow.
and able to haul it in at the 22-yard line, a pickup of 11 on that one. Another completion to Green.
It's just very difficult to cover these two receivers in Green and Oliver because they have that deep threat speed. But if you, as the corner, you're saying, okay, you're not going to beat me deep, they're just going to stop that route, and they're going to turn right around and turn it into a hitch or a curl. Their footwork is unbelievable.
Bubble screen out to Green on the right side. Breaks through out to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 13 more. Just getting it out to your playmakers there.
Yeah, this is just getting it out to your star player, your number one wide receiver who's had a phenomenal season. 10 receiving touchdowns on the year coming into this game. You're just getting it into his hands, and we've seen it with both of these guys, with Green and Oliver. That's what makes this offense hum. And now, last play, they went no huddle, got up onto the line of scrimmage very quickly. Now they're back to slowing things down. Probably going to see him keep it on the ground, probably 1 or 2 plays in a row here, Trent.
11-11 left to go in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. They'll go with a run up the middle. Nothing there. Good defense and a good stop out of Southeast Polk. Coming up in the middle and smothering that one down. As that was Robinson with the tackle. No gain for Woodruff.
Good play from Robinson and good play from the Rams defense as a whole. And we should say, like, as impressive as Northwest has looked offensively in this game, I think Southeast Polk's run defense, they came up to the challenge. Now, their Northwest running game is going to have it looks like a pretty good game statistically, but I think their front four for the Rams has been pretty good tonight.
They're going to go out to the left, and here comes a flag. Another late flag comes in on the completion of 8 yards, again to Oliver. Check that, Green.
Yeah, so that one goes out to Green. It's another one of those hitches where they turn towards the outside, turning towards the sideline. So it's a face mask penalty. Well, Southeast Polk didn't technically grab the face mask of Green, grab the opening, the backside of the helmet. So anytime you grab the opening of the helmet, that is a face mask. That's what we're seeing here. That's what the stripes just called.
So they'll walk that one forward after the 8-yard completion. And walk off the 15-yard penalty for that. Another reception for Green as his big night continues. 8th catch of the evening. Came in with 33 catches, 566 yards, 17.2 yards per reception, and those aforementioned 10 touchdowns. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line to Southeast Polk. Heitland going to take a shot. It's got a man again, and a diving grab by Green. Wow! It's the play you talked about, that skinny post again.
Yeah, it's this skinny post where Southeast Polk feels like they just keep getting beat on this outside hitch route. So what do? They adjust, right? And it's the skinny post. We saw him. This is the 3rd time we've seen Green run this route tonight, and he's been open on every single one of them. Nice, a phenomenal diving catch there.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line after the 35-yard completion to Jordan Green. Full house backfield as they will hand it off. Woodruff in the middle of the formation. He spins forward to the 4. And a pickup of a couple on the play. Tarasayo on the tackle for Southeast Polk.
I think we're seeing why Mac Heitland has had just this strong of a season so far. The game plan offensively, the route concepts, the combinations, the mesh points, the route running from the 2 studs in Green and Oliver, their ability when the ball is in the air to make adjustments, and of course Heitland's arm himself. I mean, this dude's really good. He might be the best quarterback in the state.
Make all the throws. Took a couple of visits this summer, college visits. Here's a run up the left side and in. Another touchdown for Woodruff, his 3rd of the night. This one scoots into the end zone from 5 yards away. And number 1 showing their muscles tonight, 30-0.
Yeah, they're showing just how good they are. You're coming into the house of the 4-time defending state champions, and you're getting whatever you want offensively. Throwing the ball, running the ball. You're getting everything you want. Extra point away from making this a 31-0 game.
As again, it'll be the left-footed kicker, Liam Magmumaj. Kick is on its way. Plenty of leg again. It's good. And he's feeling more comfortable since when we saw him earlier. That's an important piece. The Southeast folks definitely can tell you. 8:58 to play, 31-0, all Waukee Northwest. We're back with more in a moment. High school football continues on 96.9 FM and video streaming on CISN TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Been a kind of do whatever they want on both sides of the football.
Yeah, and it's not that they're going against the Southeast Polk team that isn't good. Like, this is the number 8 team in the state according to the RPI. When you looked at IA Football, who covers the football all across the state, they marked this as the number 1 matchup in the 5A class. This is the number 1 game to look forward to. Waukee Northwest is just that good.
On the return, they are clubbed down. I mean, it's been things like this. Special teams, coverage units have been outstanding. Mentioned the kicking game. It looks like it's improving as they've been going through 3 different kickers to this point in the season. And we've seen Matajic, and I'll get a correct pronunciation on that one before playoff time, because he's looked really good. You know, that first one is like kind of knuckled it through. Since then, he's gaining more confidence and hit his first field goal of the year.
Yeah, something you always can tell when a kicker's got it is, especially at the high school level, well, specifically at the high school level, is how high the kick gets.
Yeah.
And that first kick we saw, that was low, that was a line drive. That's when you get close to, all right, your kick could get blocked. The higher and higher it gets, it feels like the more confident that the kicker is, and they're feeling, okay, I can put this ball in the air. So we're seeing the kicking game, that can take that step forward. We saw just how good Ankeny has been throughout the years at kicking.
Miscommunication, spinning the wrong way, maybe on the handoff, as Bailey is just going to have to keep it himself. It was either him or Cooper, one of the two. Somebody went the wrong way.
Yeah, so then we talk about how everything right now, tonight for Northwest is going right. And then it's just like that onto the flip side for Southeast Polk, where you're feeling like things are just like a tick off, whether it be a running play where one person doesn't hit their blocking assignment, or last drive, you drive all the way down inside the 10-yard line just to let things fall short, or defensively, one guy doesn't make the tackle. It feels like there's just one little step missing for the Rams.
Completion out to the left side. That'll be to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 10. It'll be 3rd down and short. Able to find Cantrell on the reception. Flag back in the backfield, and it'll be against the Rams.
Yeah, so this is what we were just talking about, where when they do have success, something calls it back. Remember in the first half, Trent, they had a beautifully ran RPO where it was probably a 15-yard gain. Great read by Bailey, the quarterback. It was a great throw, and there was an illegal man downfield. So we're just seeing different things, and big number 77 comes out of the game now. He's getting yelled at by his coach. He's walking away.
Move the football back now as they continue to walk things backwards. Starting with where the ball originally was, mark it back. It's a personal foul.
Yes.
And that's definitely the reason. Not a holding penalty, a personal foul, extracurriculars. That's why he's here.
Yeah, something happening after the play, a little extra going on. Yeah, that's why you're hearing about it. I was going to say, it's a little strange. You don't see that after a holding call, but after a personal foul. We saw it on both sides. Happened to Northwest when we saw, who was it? It was the Northwest receiver. It was Vineyard who tried to make a hurdle. It's a 15-yard penalty at the high school level. So we're seeing it on both sides. Brings up a 3rd and long for Southeast Polk.
As they'll look to throw, here's Boston Bailey. Nice completion to the 25. Able to flip that one out. Hovered in the air for a moment and brought in by Roman Lehman.
Yeah, so that's Roman Lehman, is that his first catch of the season? And it was a unique blitz. How often do you see the safety blitz at the high school level, Trent? They bring it in, and it's a nice job from Bailey. Recognize it and just get the ball out. Get it to your guy leaking out of the backfield.
4th and 7, and here comes the punt team for Southeast Polk as Dallas Lane will punt things away. He's had a nice night out there as he has taken over the punting duties this season. The senior. This one line drive and takes a roll forward to the 39-yard line. Will be covered up there and covered up by Owen Oberbrockling. Said his name a lot. He's had a nice game defensively for the Rams.
Yeah, he has. He's been a lone bright spot. Speaking of bright, Trent, I like seeing all the pink on the Rams uniforms. I like seeing it. October football, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Used to see it all the time in the NFL. Don't see it as frequently anymore. Like seeing Southeast Polk, they do. And then as a community, as a school, the cheerleaders are wearing pink. Saw that some of the officials have pink wristbands on, pink whistles. I like seeing all the pink on the field.
As they'll charge it forward, a short gain out to the 42-yard line, 3-yard pickup up the middle, as it is Paulo Tag. Tabanya? Apologies, Paulo, the sophomore, who's had an outstanding year. And just his second carry of the night, this one a 3-yarder.
I think this being just his second carry of the night, that says less about Paulo. It's just more about how strong Woodruff has been carrying the ball tonight.
Tabanye with the carry again, and the middle breaks free.
There we go.
Spins out of a tackle, is still on his feet. He breaks clear. He's to the 20. One man to beat. Touchdown, Waukee Northwest. We'd barely seen him tonight, but this is a guy averaging 9.3 yards per carry. He darts 58 yards there.
That yards per carry mark is going to continue to go up. It's going to be well into double digits now. Trent Condon, you get my name right, sir. Scampers off for the touchdown. I thought he was dead to rights after about 5 yards. Breaks out of it. Man, that was a heck of a run.
Paulo showing it there. 37-0. Waukee Northwest with 6:09 to play. They're running it in the middle, and he showed a burst.
We just saw the replay on CISN. You saw the breakaway speed that he had there. You could see why the sophomores got such a high yards per carry.
And the PAT is good. 38-0, all Waukee Northwest. Back with more in a moment.
At the chicken coop, we're starting from scratch. That's right.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
The Bull.
And Lucas Strain as we play in the fourth quarter. 6:09 left to go. Number 1 Waukee Northwest has proven it tonight. 38-0 lead over Southeast Polk. Just a dominating performance here on all phases of the game. Here's a squib kick. Take a bounce through a couple of hands and into the deep returner there. Looking for a little bit of room. Still jitterbugging around. And look at that pile still going forward to the 35. And not too shabby on that one. Scooting forward out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, you can see that happen sometimes when you go with the squib kick. Then it hits off one of the up men, so timing just comes off. It's a different kick, hits off somebody. Containment lanes. You're not sticking to it as strictly as you were before, so that's why we saw that nice run back. So now, clock's running because we're at north of 35 points, 38-0, so the clock is going to continue to run. Southeast Polk, this is time to build confidence. It's not time to put the backups into the game. Keep Boston Bailey in there. Let your sophomore quarterback continue to get some work in. Try and build some kind of confidence going into your game next week.
From the 36-yard line, out of the gun, they will hand it off. Nice hole. And a nice gain out to the 43-yard line to pick up a 7.
So I do think we have the backup running back, because I think on the carry there, that was their younger guy, number 38, Chamarion Phillip, I believe is the one who had the carry.
It was, and a nice one, an 8-yarder for Phillip, as the junior gets his 21st carry of the year.
20 carries, 120 yards on the season, 1 touchdown coming into this game, and that would be his longest rush of the year. Look at the kid.
And still fighting forward, and he gets the first down. 3-yard gain on that one. And they'll move the chains for Chamarion Phillip.
So, again, just trying to get your younger guys' confidence. And Waukee Northwest, this is still a point of pride for you. You want to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. Didn't get that turnover that we were maybe expecting coming into this game, seeing the 11 interceptions as a team. It's a lot through 6 games of the season, but you can hold a 0 on the scoreboard, there's going to be 0 complaints.
4:05 left to go. Clock is running here. We are in running clock territory. And a run of a short gain. Pick up a 3 on the play. Second down. Right back to Phillip again. I know it's one game, but this has been impressive for Waukee Northwest, what they've been able to do.
So this is the first time that I've been able to get eyes on them. First time for you this season, Trent?
Yep.
Yeah. This team looks really good.
Yeah.
They look, I think one way to describe them is fast.
Yeah.
They look very fast, especially on the outside.
And they held up physically
Yes,
tonight
they
as
did.
well. And did a good job against this strong run game for Southeast Polk. They do the same here after a short gain of 2 on the run by Phillip.
Yeah, so physicality, the strength that you're talking about. This is a Southeast Polk team where coming into this game, Stanley Cooper was top 5 in rushing in 5A, class of 5A. The guy ahead of him, Drew Thompson, 91 carries, 503 yards on the season. That's over 5 yards a carry. This is a Southeast Polk team that could run the ball, and Waukee Northwest was able to stifle them tonight. And it starts with the 4 boys up front.
38-0 Waukee Northwest, final 2:45 of the ball game. Bailey will throw it left side complete up the sideline and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Good looking throw out there on the completion.
Now also going to show out some blocking here. Number 13, A.J. Vanderbrink. He's the one blocking on that screen, rocking the double pink arm sleeves. Nice block out in open space. Throws to the defender right onto the ground.
On the completion, able to find the wide out. Warden on the receiving end of that one. First down for the Rams at the 39. They'll go back to the ground game again. And hit at the line of scrimmage and pushed back by the Northwest defense there on the tackle, Alonzo Munford.
Yeah, so when you're at this point in the game and the clock's running, we're under 2 minutes to go now. Really all you're looking for is let's just get out of here. Let's not have any injuries. And I think that's why we're seeing Southeast Polk calling the game in the way that they are. Because they'd like to get points, yes. But the most important thing is nobody get hurt.
They're going to roll out Bailey to the right side. He'll dump it down complete. Able to find Phillip, who skips forward out to the 32-yard line to pick up a 7.
Just a simple flood concept over to the right side. And it's an easy read. You tell your quarterback, read this one short to long. You're going to take the flat first, because that's probably where they're not going to run, where they're not going to cover. Try and get some yards after the catch. Then you try and go into the out route, maybe 5-10 yards down the field, depending on the play type, and then look for the deep ball. If everybody's crashing down, then look deep. Had the short guy wide open underneath.
From the 32-yard line, 3rd down and 3 for the Rams, as they will hand it off and crush down. Charging forward, and there on the tackle is Colin Costigan, a junior linebacker with a hard hit.
Yeah, I love seeing guys coming into the game and bringing the oomph, is the way that I want to describe it. They're coming in and they're laying the hammer. We know it's less than 60 seconds on the clock. We know that this is just a little mesh time. It's a little time for fun, but we're here to bring it. We're gonna lay the hammer down on some people.
And able to do just that. as it will be 4th down and 3. As they will hand it off. There's a big hole. 1st down and more to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. 32-yard touchdown run for Camarion Phillip. And with 18 seconds left, the Rams get on the board.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for there. So we talked about gaining confidence, just trying to get something going, feel good going into next week knowing we didn't leave a 0 on the board. I've been there. I've had a game where we left a 0 on the board. It's awful. Now, it's not to say that a 38-7 loss doesn't feel any better, but you don't see a 0 next to your name. There's something, just a tiny thing you can hang your hat on.
The extra point is up, and it is good. 38-7, final 18 seconds now. As that one is knocked in.
That was a 4th and 4, too.
Yeah.
They didn't get 4 yards there. Game would have been over.
And the extra point is knocked in by Samar Arafa. Saw him a year ago, part of that state championship squad. A perfect now 28 of 28 on extra points this season.
28. That's a lot of extra points, too. We had 2 high-powered offenses coming into this game, and 2 schools that go at it in different ways. Southeast Polk want to put it on the ground. Waukee Northwest wants to put it in the air. Waukee Northwest was able to jump out to that early lead. You know, they got up 7-0 after each team touched the ball once. They were up 10-0 after each team touched the ball twice. 17-0 after each team touched the ball 3 times. They were able to put Southeast Polk in a spot where they didn't want to be. Southeast Polk wanted to run the ball. They wanted this to be a close game, a 1-score game going into the 4th quarter where, you know what, we can control the ball. We can do the Iowa State type of idea where we want to control this game. We want to control it at the line of scrimmage. What Waukee Northwest did to be able to jump out to the lead, in which they did as quickly as they did, that was the difference in this game. Northwest played the brand of football they wanted to. Southeast Polk was forced to play the Northwest way.
Rafa will kick things off for the Rams. 38-7 our score. Final 18 seconds here from Southeast Polk. Nice kick. Grabbed at the 5-yard line. A chance at a return. Now just going to kneel that one down at the 15-yard line. And probably a smart thing that you would hate to see Jordan Green, your top wide receiver, get hurt when you're up 31 with 18 seconds left.
Yeah, that's probably a marching order from the head coach, from your special teams coach. Hey, when you get this ball, just go down. Is there a drone that's part of the broadcast crew now?
I don't know if it's part of the broadcast crew, but I saw it out there. It was buzzing at me.
There's a drone that just landed over by somebody with a camera. We got drones in high school football broadcast teams now?
Yeah. Well, at halftime, I stepped out of the press box and heard it buzzing right above me. As a kneel down will put a cap on this one. Waukee Northwest continues their undefeated run. Now 7-0 on the season as the top-ranked Wolves dispatch Southeast Polk 38-7, all Northwest here tonight. We'll take our final timeout, come back and put a cap on things as Waukee Northwest gets another win. 38-7, stay right there. We'll put a cap on this when we come back on 96.9 FM and video streaming on CISN TV.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Game show.
Final time, high atop. New football field here at Southeast Polk, a great venue and a great one for the Road Warriors tonight as Waukee Northwest, the Wolves come out and dominate. 38-7 victory for Waukee Northwest. They came in undefeated, number one, and they looked at tonight, Lucas.
Yeah, they did, and they did it in all kinds of ways. They showed their speed. They showed how good this dynamic duo at receiver is. They showed how good their running game is. You know, if you're able to get Ryan Woodruff going in the way that they were tonight, partner that with the two guys that they have outside in Green and Oliver, this offense is going to be very hard to stop. And Heitland's, of course, the guy quarterbacking the entire thing. Defensively, their front four, their front seven did really, really well against a tough, strong Southeast Polk rushing attack. You could tell very easily which team's the number one team in the state.
Dominating performance, 131 yards on the ground for Ryan Woodruff, along with 3 touchdowns. Matt Heitland finishes 15 of 17 for 244 and a score. Time right now to hand out our Graphite Construction Group Hard Hat Player of the Game. This is a tough one here tonight, and there are so many outstanding efforts, really all over the field, defensively as well. For the Wolves, who do you got tonight for us, Lucas?
Well, so you look around Waukee, the defense as a whole, you would want to give it to them. Woodruff had the 3 scores. Green and Oliver both had great days out wide. Both had Green had all the long receptions. Oliver had a touchdown. I got to go with Mac Heitland here. I mean, he went 15 of 17, didn't have an incompletion in the second half, threw for over 240 yards. I got to go with the quarterback and Mac Heitland.
Tremendous performance in our Graphite Construction Group Hard Hat Player of the Game for Mac Heitland. Well, that'll do it for our coverage here this evening. Your final score for the final time tonight: Waukee Northwest a winner 38-7 over Southeast Polk. For Lucas Strain, I'm Trent Condon. Thanks to our whole crew, along with our video stream tonight with CISN TV. Thanks for letting us join you guys here this evening. Great time and a dominating performance from number one. Waukee Northwest a winner. We'll set it back now to regular programming already in progress.